Let your righteousness live in me. Let your righteousness live in me. From today, oh, let it live in me. From today, oh, let it live in me. According to Samuel Jonathan, great treasures are never found in shallow waters. So now you understand why Psalm 42 verse 7 says, deep calls unto deep. Let's go deeper. So don't forget, the first reason why this may not be commonly spoken about is because it's just an estimated 0.2% of women that lack maternal attributes. Can they give birth biologically? Yes. But when it comes to nurturing, when it comes to being there for their offspring, when it comes to forsaking all others and giving priority to their offspring, their children, they just don't have it. So that leads me to number 2 point. They cannot give you what they don't have. And so part of the healing process, I'm so much focusing on the healing. We have not gone in depth to the actual substance, but I believe I'm not misspeaking. There's some of us who really need to hear the healing part first. So I give glory to God, because as in all times, I committed this unto the hands of God. And it is the Spirit of the living God speaking through me. So if you're enjoying it, don't give me any credit, please. Without him, I am worthless. With him, I am priceless. So he's the one speaking. My father used to share with me a Chinese proverb. At that time, I didn't know it was a Chinese proverb. I used to say, oh, my father, he's an orator. I just love the way he presents wisdom. He would say, son, a person cannot give you what they don't have. If a person is slow in nature, sluggish, and you're always complaining that that person is not fast enough, they're not quick enough, they're not giving you speed, you are the one that will end up frustrated, disgusted, busted, and it's not going to make them be quicker. It's the same thing. If you are blessed with a woman who is part of that 0.2%, gave birth to you, but you've never felt that motherly nurturing from them, don't get angry with them. Because don't forget, and here's another Samuel Jonathan quote, if the approach is wrong, the outcome can never be right. You've got to approach this matter with wisdom, not just wisdom, but godly wisdom. Because if you don't do that, the approach will be wrong and the outcome will never be right. So understand that they can't give you what they don't have. Here is the third one. One of the reasons why a topic like this is not spoken about a lot, many churches may not treat it, many elders or adults, even if you go crying to them, whining to them, that look, there's something lacking in the one who gave birth to me. She's lacking as a mother. They'll just say, oh, well, just go and pray about it. Or don't worry, she's still your mother. Or some will even refer you to Exodus chapter 20. Hey, honor your father and your mother. They give you unwholesome answers. Their responses lack substance. And you're wondering, wait a minute, didn't this person hear all what I said? The reason is this. In many cultures, especially African cultures, there's what we call ageism. The older person is always right. Of course, we've known that not to be true. Secondly, in many cultures, West African cultures and, across Africa as well, mother, you can't speak wrong about mother. Oh no, you dare not. And so mother is being equaled to gold, precious gold, and fathers, they may not even make it to silver, maybe tin, Tin. All right, I'm just joking. So that's another reason why it's not spoken about a lot. And so there are many people who are hurting. There are daughters who have become mothers and they're still hurting. Folks, this is not a topic that can be overlooked. And once again, if you're one of those from the perfect family, please don't ignore this teachable moment or learning opportunity. There can be someone within your sphere of influence who may come crying to you one day about what they're experiencing in terms of their mothers. And you may have to speak this word through you, because I am believing God that those of you who are watching right now or listening to this, that you will even do greater works than I am doing. It is my prayer that you'll be able to articulate this message to others better than I can ever do it. Now, what are some of the attributes of the typical mother? I'm just going to mention a few, not in a particular order, but I'll just mention a few. One of them is they usually place their career above their children. Now, in this postmodern age, should women work? Please, women should be allowed to work just as men work. I am blessed with a beautiful wife, Linda. God remembered me. When God blessed me with my wife, Linda, I realized that, wow, God remembered me. Please let me encourage you. I'm not going off topic here. Please, if you're hurting because you didn't enjoy that nurturing from your mother, in fact, when your friends are talking about what their mothers did for them, there's sorrow in your heart that, God, why didn't you bless me with such a mother? Please, I want you to hear this. You are on God's mind. And He who made you made no mistake. God had already established and ordained that mother through whom you came through to this world, she will be the one to birth you. She may not be the one to mother you, but she will be the one to birth you. She may not be the one to nurture you, but she will be the one to birth you. And I may want to step on some toes now and tell you this. That may be the primary role that God gave them. There's no point you questioning God. And if you're going to question God, try and be tactful in your approach. Sometimes what I used to say is, God, I know in the fullness of time, you will help me understand why this happened to me. Or in the fullness of time, Lord, I know you will help me understand the more. So rather than me question God, why this, why that? That's an approach that I tend to adopt, and you may want to adopt that as well. So the typical mother will always have time for work, but never have time for their children. Their careers, their pursuits, their endeavors, their goals are of higher priority to them than their children. They would always place career above family. There's no advice you can give them. There's no sermon you want to preach to them. Sadly, for many of them, it's later in life, much later, that they realize they made a mistake. And sometimes those who surround them are not bold enough to give them candid advice. That, sister, you've got your priorities wrong. When their daughters give birth, they would always say, I would love to be there, but I can't be there because I've got this meeting coming up. My job needs this to do that. I need to do this at work. Oh, I'm not going to have leave until such and such time. They are never there when it matters most. Mary, the mother of Jesus, was there all the time. Even if it had to be from a distance, she was there all the time. Her physical presence was there. And if she knows that Jesus is preparing for an assignment, she would do what she needed to do to just make sure she's within the line of sight of Jesus. She's within touching range, without hindering his work. Why? Because she saw parenting as an assignment from heaven. The Bible tells us that in Luke chapter 1, verse 38, the angel Gabriel came to visit her. And she said, let it be unto me according to thy will, O God. Oh, well, I didn't plan to be a mother right now, and you want me to be a mother? Well, being a mother is an assignment from heaven. It's an assignment from God. So this now takes priority above all priorities. You remember sometimes when you get a summons from court and some of the wording of that letter or notice or summons may say, laying aside all other matters. Some women who are the typical mother, they find it hard to say, all right, you know what, my employer, I've given you the best. I will always give you my best. But right now, my child needs me. I need to go. They are willing to face the consequences of being there for their children. So rather than give excuses for not being there, they always give excellence for being a mother. The typical mother will always place their career above their children. When they claim to have lunch with their children, especially if now we're talking about a daughter who is now a young adult, during that lunch or supposed to be bonding time, that typical mother is taking calls, keeps on interrupting their lunch time to attend to other things, scheduling appointments. Oh, I can't miss this call. I've got to take this call. And one thing the typical mother forgets is that apart from knowing that being a mother or parenting is an assignment from God, they forget that your life cannot be repeated, cannot be replaced, or cannot be recycled. That's a Samuel Jonathan quote. Oh, by the way, Quotes and Thoughts of Samuel Jonathan is now out, and you can get that on Amazon. Quotes and Thoughts of Samuel Jonathan. Your life cannot be repeated. It cannot be replaced. It cannot be recycled. You only live once. That time you're supposed to spend with your child, your daughter, your son, you continue to compromise it because you've placed career above family. Let your righteousness live in me. Let your righteousness